So how you been?
I've been well. I've been well.
You been well?
That's right. We're looking
You're-
at each other. Hello.
So you're telling me that you were
so-
before we started that you were selling your Pokemon cards, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Just for the day.
Yeah.
Just the old ones
Yeah.
that I found in the closet.
Yeah. How many did you make? Like how much did you like make off of
$240.
off of how many cards?
Like 20 cards.
20 cards.
20 individual
Point,
cards.
point it to you. Point it directly to your mouth. So the
Okay.
top of the mic is gonna pick it. You can rotate. Just grab it right here. This whole thing, it rotates.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
See?
Let me-
See how much better your voice sounds now?
I need to make sure it works.
Just keep
kidding.
throwing it.
Let me clear the throat. Sorry, people. Wait, let's have our first on-screen cheers.
On-screen
This was the
cheers.
first on-screen cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. Community.
Yes. I can hear you drinking through the mic.
I just wanted to make sure you guys heard that. It was savored. It was savored.
So you made $240 off your cards, but like, what was like the highest appraised card?
Oh, dude. I don't know how to answer this question.
You have no idea. You're just like, dude, I
Let's
just want
say
the
they cost me
$240.
25 cents each.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh,
And I
that's not
sold
bad.
most of them for like $20.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts, though.
It was just an experiment. It was
Yeah.
fun.
But still, it's like
I will use it to buy.
think about it, like some pieces of paper with pictures that you got as a child.
Yes.
You made $240 off of.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah, I tell everyone, make sure you go through your closet and just see what you have.
Yeah.
You might have some treasure.
I don't have
You
any.
never know.
I don't have any of those left ever. You know who has a ton?
Probably Skylar.
Skylar has a shit ton of Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
He told me he got rid of all of them.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't talked to him in like
He's
a
lost
couple months.
thousands of
Thousands of dollars. Oh wait, you know what? I think he got rid of them before he moved.
Probably.
Yeah.
Worst mistake of his life.
Yeah.
He probably threw away $50,000.
Dude,
I'm being dead
no,
serious.
Seriously, though.
I'm being
But you
dead
know,
serious.
because he was like, he was doing that for a while, and then I know he was just like, dude, I don't even want to have to deal with going through all of these cards just to see if some of them are worth money.
Well, he fucked up, and they were.
He's like, shit. That's a house right there. In
Yeah.
Ohio.
No, for real. For real.
But dude,
That's
oh,
kind of
bro.
funny. Do you have a bottle
Oh
opener?
shoot! I totally spaced
It's okay.
on that. Wait.
We can do
It's not.
something
It's
cool
not.
on air.
It's not twist off.
It is not. Yeah, man. So, what about you? How's everything? Just been working?
Good, dude. Yeah, I've just been working. I'm working a lot right now.
Okay.
My pops is in Cabo for his birthday. He just turned 50. So
Congratulations
Yeah.
to Cabo
To
and
Cabo.
your pops turning 50. Happy birthday, Eddie.
yeah, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Dad.
to 50 now and 50 more.
But yeah. So yeah, I'm working a lot right now. Unfortunately, but
Yeah.
it's all good. It's a good learning experience. Someone messaged me today about work, and I was like, dude, I can't respond to you right now. I can't even check that stuff. I ain't at the office. It's Saturday. Yeah, I got you. I got a trash can back here.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yes. So,
But other than that, nothing really crazy. Just,
did you invest in crypto?
No, I haven't
Let's
put
get
any more money.
Oh
in.
wait, let's have a word to our sponsor.
We don't have any sponsors.
We do have a sponsor. To Buffalo Trace Whiskey, who sponsored the show. One more.
Please sponsor the show. How about that?
Buffalo
How about
Trace,
how about
please.
you please sponsor the show?
We are currently drinking your whiskey of choice today. If Jameson or anyone else has any deals, we will hear them out. Yes.
But yeah. But you know what I did do recently was yesterday I watched. Have you seen the docu-series on Netflix? It's called the Human. It's like called Human: The World Inside or something like that.
No, I have not.
Bro, so it's nuts. So the first one's all about your nervous system, and it literally there's this guy who lost his arm in a freaking accident. Like literally he just has a little nub like right to here.
Fuck.
And then but in all places, Florida, they have a freaking college that's doing prosthetics that can actually have a sense of touch. So they like implanted like this like magnetic wire stuff that hooks up to his nerves up here in his arm, and then they just put like a little magnet on it. So he can actually feel like if something's like soft or like if it's hard, just based off of like kind of it's like very base touch. But I was like, dude,
That's
this
badass.
nuts. Mind you, I had had an edible, and I was like watching it and the way they portrayed everything, I was like, dude,
It's the only way to
I
do it.
am just a smaller version of a planet. My blood cells are people. I was like, I was good. I was feeling good. I was like,
I mean, if we want to think about it, right now we're on a spinning ball of fire.
we're on spilling ball of fire.
Spinning.
Spinning, yeah.
We both said spilling. The edibles have hit for sure.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's good.
That's insane, and that just shows where humans are going. I mean,
Yeah.
I believe it. And I mean, dude, we already have flying cars.
That's
know
true.
this.
I mean, they're not.
Have you seen
they're,
them?
Yeah, I've seen them, but they're not that great right now.
They're flying taxis.
Yeah, they're flying taxis.
They're like.
But there's like, I mean, have you seen the one that literally has the wings that flaps down? It looks like that Star Wars spaceship that has like goes like. Have you seen that one?
I have not.
Yeah, it looks ridiculous.
I can't wait though. We're 5 years away.
5 years?
5 years away.
But I think 5 years away from when like billionaires have it, and then like
We're 5
10
years
to
away
50.
from. Yeah, exactly.
10 to 15 for civilians to be able to have it as an option.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, no, I completely agree with you, and that's why. I mean, we're in Back to the Future, guys. It's a great time to be alive.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. Point it. Did you hear how your voice was better?
Yeah.
Just point it down. Like literally the.
Right here.
Yeah, see that? See how mine's nice and close?
Yeah.
You know how like was it Joe Rogan says like just about like a fist like this in front of the mic, and literally the tippy top of it. Yeah, yeah. Fist the mic. Rotate it down
Okay.
like that. There
Awesome.
you go.
Just a tippy
Yeah,
top.
look at
Oh
that.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is good. This makes me sound awesome. All right, guys. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. We were, what were we talking about?
We were talking about flying cars.
Flying cars. We're here. We're already there. The future's here. But let's go back to crypto because that is an imperative. And just as the first recording, just so everybody knows, I'm just gonna give you guys a quick 2-minute rundown. Remember we talked about Omi? Guess who just partnered with Omi?
Who? Disneyland? Disney?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Marvel.
Dude, I was looking at how to invest in them, but you never
It's a
showed
pain
me
in the
how.
ass.
Yeah, you never showed me how, so I couldn't do it.
It's okay. It's been consolidating down,
Yeah.
but it did pop like 100% from yesterday, from its low.
So what is that, like half a cent now?
So it was at, the best way I can describe it, it was at 0.15 of a cent.
Okay.
So
now it's
before it was
at
at like a
0.3?
quarter
So
of a
it's
cent.
it's at a third of a cent now?
Yeah, so it took like 5 Omi to make like 1 cent, like 5.5 Omi
Okay.
to make 1 cent.
Yeah.
But they partnered. Marvel came out and said they partnered with them.
Oh.
So
Oh, because
again,
they're doing all those Marvel series on Disney Channel right now.
yeah, and again, so Omi is this NFT
Mm-hmm.
platform. Basically, they're going to be the Netflix of NFTs, you know, and everything you see is an NFT.
Yeah.
Like everybody's already said that, but just so they know, this is a interesting project. And I always say, just follow the money.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So at the end of the day, you just have to see who's investing in such company. Right. Dogecoin's great, and everybody loves Dogecoin. Right. But at the end of the day, there's no real value until something's put to it. Right.
Yeah,
Until
so-
we're spending it back and forth.
So what cryptos have you invested in, other than OIME, right? You were talking about another one.
So here's what I have to say about investing in cryptos. At the end of the day, everything's simple math.
Yeah.
So unless you have like a lot of money,
Yeah.
like you can pretty much calculate out how much you're gonna make, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you put $100 in Bitcoin right now, let's just
Yeah.
to make the math simple for everybody.
Yeah.
If you put $100 in Bitcoin right now, and it's at like, let's say it's at $32,000, right? In order for you to make 100% return on your investment,
Yeah.
you know, in order for you to make another $100 off that initial 100,
Yeah.
you would need Bitcoin to go to $64,000, right? You would need it to go to 100%,
Yeah.
right? Now, at that point, great, you made 100% return on your investment, right?
Yeah.
But that's pretty much all you can make at that point, right? Everybody says Bitcoin's going to 1 million. That's great, but at that point, you can calculate out how much you're going to make,
Yeah.
right? So if you put $100 in Bitcoin went to 1 million, and let's say, just to make math simple, you got in at 30,000 then, or let's
Yeah.
say exactly where it's at, 33,000.
Yeah.
Right? If you put $100 into Bitcoin, right, and it went to 1 million, and you invested at $33,000, you would make 300 times 10. You would make $3,000.
Okay.
So if you
Yeah,
invested
but, yeah.
$100
Yeah,
at
$3,000.
$33,000
And then how much is
at 1 million, you would make $3,000.
so how much are you getting taxed on that gain?
So you
Right,
get
'cause-
taxed when you sell. And at
Okay.
the end of the day,
So
you're-
you could basically just constantly invest, have giant growth, and then you don't have to pay taxes until you sell.
exactly.
Okay, so as long as you
When
don't
you're
sell.
investing
so what
in
if, what if,
certain
what
things.
yeah, what if you sell and then put into another straight into another?
You're getting taxed on that.
You're still getting
The
taxed
tax
on
man
sale.
wants his money.
Okay,
Everybody,
but it's only
everybody's-
as long as it's above $400, right? It has to be above $400 for you to get taxed.
at a certain point, it's above $400 of income you've made.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
let's say
exactly.
you've made $400. After that, everything's pretty much taxed.
Yeah.
Taxed on.
And how much are you getting taxed, like percentage wise? Like, does the just vary? It's like the same thing as far as your income tax. Like,
I have to
a certain
double check.
bracket? Yeah.
But approximately it's like 38% if
There-
it's
yeah.
short-term gains.
Yeah.
So short-term is anything under a year. So if you buy a crypto today and sell it in a month or in 8 months or
Yeah,
in
then-
2 days, you're getting taxed the short-term capital gain. If you sell it after a year, it's looked at differently. You get taxed differently. These are things that kind of people have to, start thinking
And-
about. But just to kind of just the 2-minute version, the reason I say you could invest in Bitcoin, right? But you can calculate out how much you'd make, right?
yeah.
If you invest in Ethereum, you can calculate out how much you'd make. So the thing about OMI is, just like Dogecoin before it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dogecoin made a lot of people money because it made more than 100% return, right?
Okay.
So Dogecoin, let's say it was at a quarter of a cent.
Mm-hmm.
So at a quarter of a cent, at half a cent, you've already made 100% return. So let's say at a quarter of a cent, you bought $100, right?
Mm-hmm.
At half a cent, you've already made 200,
Okay.
right? At a full cent, you've made 400.
Okay.
So you've already made a 400% return off
Yeah.
that 100.
I know because I could tell it's like in your way. You can rotate it up. You should be able to rotate it.
Like this?
Yeah. So watch. I'll help you out, brother.
Cool. Here, I'll let him take the wheel.
I see you feel like.
Oh, captain, my captain. I guess I use my hands a lot, so.
Yeah, just to help you out. So
Okay.
Because you look a little uncomfortable over there.
No, I'm doing great actually. It's the.
I was like,
It's about four
looking at
trays.
you, and you looked like you were like, "Hey guys." So, I want to talk to
No,
you.
great. I appreciate you. Good looking out. Good looking out. Eddie's always looking out.
Yeah.
But okay, just to kind of finish it off,
Yeah.
so we don't bore the listeners.
No, it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Basically, because at the end of the days, you guys will thank me if you guys will listen. So, like I said, if your goal is to make money,
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to multiply your initial investment, right? The billionaires are making huge money on their Bitcoin because they're going to invest $1 million, right?
Yeah.
If you put $1 million in Bitcoin at 33 and it goes to 64, you've made $2 million.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Yeah. So it's.
But at
worth it.
$100, you're really not making much, right?
Exa-
Even if at 1,000, like I said, if Bitcoin doubles, great, it's doubled,
Mm-hmm.
but you've only made $1,000. And like you said, if you sell, guess what? You got to pay the tax man,
Yeah, you got to pay the tax.
and you got to pay the tax man at least 30%.
Yeah.
So now that 1,000, you've
Well,
only
it's not
made
even-
700.
Is that 30% just federal, or what about the state? Does the state?
No,
also,
they look at it as just gross. It's just income,
Okay.
right? It's like
Yeah.
a 1099.
Yeah.
So, but nonetheless, it's at the end of the day that we don't really think about that, but it's the truth. We
Yeah.
have to. So the reason I say buy OMI is because for me, that's the only crypto I've bought at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, I could put $100 in a Bitcoin. I could put $1,000 in a Bitcoin, but I
Yeah.
know how much I'm going to make.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right, if
And
it
not
goes
gonna be,
to
it's not going to be
60,
exactly worth it.
It's not going to be worth it.
Mhm.
Right? Even Ethereum. If Ethereum goes to 10 grand and I buy in right now at 2 grand, I'll make 5 times my money. I'll make I'll make 5,000. If
Yeah.
if I put 100, I'll make 500.
Yeah.
So the thing about OMI is it's so low right now, and
It's so low, and then it just had Disney invest.
and it just had Disney invest, and
Which
that's
is
why I said people
huge.
have to follow the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now it's worth. Let's just to make it simple. It's worth about a quarter of a cent.
Mhm.
So one OMI coin
Mhm.
token is worth a quarter of a cent. So 4 of them equal a cent, right?
Okay.
So
So how do you what we can do is let's pull it up. How do you spell it? Is it OIMI?
OMI. And so you guys can so I say OMI as in to make it easy, but it's actually called Ecomi as a company. OMI is the actual name of the
So,
crypto.
ECOMI?
But you can look up OMI
Uh-huh.
token. Cool.
Let's go.
Are people going to be able to see this chart?
Yep. There you go.
Fuck yeah.
So so this one right here.
Yes. Okay, awesome. Here you guys. This is imperative. So, are you on CoinMarketCap? No. Go back. You're on Coinbase. That's cool that Coinbase has it. Wow,
Coin-
that's awesome. That just says things. Okay, let's look at Ecomi. Okay. All right, it's at 0.0021, right? So at this point, I just say make math simple for yourself.
Okay.
It's worth about a quarter of a cent right now. It's worth so about 5 ohm. It takes 5 Ohmie tokens to equal 1 cent.
Yeah.
Right. So, like I said, if you invest $1,000 right now and Ohmie goes to 1 cent, right?
Yeah, you just made a ton of money.
You've made 5 times your money.
Yeah.
You've made the same movement as you've actually made more of a movement. So in order for you to make 5 times your money with Bitcoin, if you invested that same 1,000 right now, Bitcoin would need to make 5 times what it is. So it would need to go from 30,000 to roughly 250,000.
Okay.
So in order for you to make that same money, if you put $1,000 in Bitcoin, it would need to go to 250,000. If you put $1,000 in Ohmie, it only needs to go to a cent. Got it. Now we would say, why would Ohmie go to a cent, right? What's the meaning behind this, right? With Dogecoin, the reason Dogecoin went up so high is because everyone started buying it.
Yeah.
Right? And everyone was like, oh my God, Dogecoin's going to the moon. And it might go, right?
Yeah.
But things only have value because people think they have value to them, right?
Yeah.
Diamonds, anything like that only has value because people put value to it.
Yeah.
So the thing with Ohmie, just to finish it off and give people the rundown, Ohmie is basically a crypto that is tied to like the Netflix of NFTs.
Okay.
If you guys don't know what NFTs are, Google it. Just kidding. But no, yeah, definitely like Google it.
You should actually Google it.
But basically everything you see is an NFT, right? So I mean, any show you've seen as a kid, that character, right? Pikachu, I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Anything, Iron Man, Batman, anything, right? The anything can be an NFT, right?
Yeah.
The flag, right? These kids that are spending money on Fortnite skins,
Or how Valorant, I literally just spent money like yesterday.
Yeah, or even yeah,
You know.
or even Warzone, right? All
Yeah,
these
Warzone.
dudes spend Warzone to get these skins, right?
Yeah.
And it's a whole range of people. But if you buy a skin for Call of Duty Warzone, you could try to sell it, right? But at the end of the day, do you own the right to that skin?
No, exactly.
Even if it's limited edition, right?
You don't own the right to it. You just have it on your account.
In the future, the way things are going, you will. Right?
Yeah.
It's to their best interest, right? Everything's an NFT. And when people were getting big on NFTs, basically it's like digital art. Right?
Got it.
And you might be like, oh wait, why would people spend money on that? But at the end of the day, we have to realize people have been spending money on this for years.
Yeah, we've been doing it with all kinds of stuff.
I mean, back in the day with Clash of Clans, right? Farmville, anything, right? That people have spent money on.
Any kind of skin you've bought in a game.
Any video game, any additional add-on package.
Any DLCs, anything.
And this is where the big thing with NFTs is it's not just video games, right?
Yeah.
So if you're a music artist, right? Before you have to go with a record label to drop an album,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Now, some music artists are using NFTs to go ahead and sell like a limited edition album. Right.
Interesting.
So they might say, hey, I'm an artist. I'm fucking Diplo.
Yeah.
Right. Whatever. And I'm going to sell this private mixtape I just made, this private album. There's only 1,000 copies ever made. Right. And you guys can bid to see what the highest price is. So that is an NFT. Any music, anything digital online, at the end of the day, that what makes it an NFT is putting it on the blockchain. Right. So that's the whole thing behind Bitcoin and everything is the blockchain. The best way I can describe it is like a highway.
Yeah.
Right. But this highway, everybody can see. Right. Yeah. So, and that's why we won't get too deep. But basically, Google Ohmie. And at the end of the day, that's where you'll get the best multiple for your money from.
Now, is that the website where you buy
So here's the thing with Ohmie where it's kind of harder to buy. And that's why right now it's not moving as much because it is harder to buy. But in the future, we have to kind of see these things, right? So if Disney's already partnered up with them, it's just about making things easy to access. And that can happen overnight, right?
Yeah.
They could put this on Robinhood and Coinbase in a year or 2 years if it's moving well. Right. And then what happens?
And then
people start buying.
Yeah.
But basically, what this company does is they sell the NFTs on their platform called Vivi. Right. Yeah. So every time there's something sold on this platform, think of it like Netflix. Every time something's watched or sold on this platform, it helps the price of this coin go up. But basically, it's transacted in this coin. Right. So this is why I say this is like a 5 years down the line. But this thing could 5,000x, right?
Yeah.
Where in order for you to make 5,000 times your money with Bitcoin, it would need to go to like 5 million or 10 million, right?
Yeah.
And if that
Yeah, so
happens, what do what's
Yeah.
going on?
Yeah.
So with the Comey, in order for it to do that, it only needs to go to $1, right? And it's so low, and this is where everyone's kind of getting tied up with crypto because they want to make quick money.
Yeah.
But they have to realize that when you're investing in crypto, you could do it for you could do it to get in a quick coin, right? But most of them are, unless you invest in the bottom, it's almost like a pyramid scheme. And unless you invest in the bottom and early, you're really at the top and you're fucking getting railed.
Yeah.
So with this one it's actually consolidated down. If you pull up the chart so people can see actually. So if you Google, okay, here's a Comey chart, scroll down. And let's look at the perfect. There you go. So that's the all time, right? So that's actually from February of this year, people. So you can see back in February where it started. It was at like a quarter of a cent right there at that first low. You see where it popped up like that?
Yeah.
Huge.
Huge
So that I did not jump in that. So you see, that's just me saying, hey, look, at the end of the day, you don't have to get FOMO and worry about missing things. You just got to look for the right signals, right?
Yeah, and it looks like it's going back like at the end tip here.
You see that little end tip right there?
Yeah, it looks like it's getting a little climb right here.
That's that Marvel pop.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So for me, right, when it popped up to a cent, right, and you see that. So down there at the beginning, it's a quarter of a cent. At the top there, it's about a cent, right? So if you invested $1,000 at that beginning portion and you sold at the top, you made $4,000. You made 4 times your money, right?
Yeah.
It's consolidated down now, right?
Hang on the mic.
Oh, that's right. Cool. Right here.
Yeah, you can
Like
hear
this?
it. You can hear it in yourself. Yeah.
Okay,
Just
cool.
speaking to the top.
Okay.
It's just because like so it has what's called, it's a cardioid. So basically the shape basically looks like a butt, right? So when you're in the front of the mic like this, you're gonna get the clearest, most amount of sound. You can kind of rotate a little bit off to the side, but as soon as I start going to the back, you see how my voice drops off.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how these mics work. It's just it's a dynamic mic, so it tries to cut out as much to get nice, clear voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So right here.
So don't be afraid to like.
So here's the G spot right here.
Yeah, right there's a G spot. So when you're moving around, don't be afraid to just grab the mic by here. If you grab this, it's gonna make more noise, so you hear it.
Yeah.
But if you grab right here, you're gonna be able to move around and kind of fiddle with it a little bit.
Okay.
So you can keep it angled.
Definitely.
And it's good work because I know you were saying like you want to do stand up at some point, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
At least at some point, why not? For fun.
Yeah, just
right?
for shits and giggles, like go up on like a
giggles and shits.
some giggles and shits.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's get back. We'll talk about that after.
And we'll finish this up
Yeah.
right now. So basically, you see how it already went up to a cent. It's consolidated down now.
Yeah.
And that little pop at the end is what you see when Disney partnered up. And it makes sense, right? If you're a big corporation, you're not going to get in when things are crazy and uncertain, right? Like when it popped up to a cent.
So that was the peak, like just over a quarter of a cent.
The peak was before.
Well, yeah. But
That's the newest.
This new pink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it went down to like 1/4 or 0.0014, right? So the best way I can describe it is imagine like 100%. It was at like 15%, and now it's at like 20%, right? 21%, right? So your 100% is 1 cent, right? And that's kind of where you're moving. We're moving towards 1 cent. So right now, this is where I say, hey, if you're thinking about investing in crypto, you can calculate out how much you're gonna make, right? So just at the end of the day, research what you're gonna make and be realistic with yourself. And that's why I say at the end of the day, this is an interesting project because one, it's just follow the money. Disney's tied up to it too, right? Yeah. And two, you can see that the gains are great. So if this thing goes to $1, right?
What was it up there? It was at what?
At 1 cent.
That was at 1 cent at the very peak.
At the peak.
Oh, okay.
So it went to a cent. But remember, I mean, a couple of years ago, not even a couple of years ago, last September, last October, Dogecoin was at the same spot.
Yeah.
Essentially, it was at about a quarter of a cent.
Yeah.
And now it's at about 20 cents, right? Mm-hmm. But either way, imagine this. Imagine if you invested at $100, right, in Dogecoin at a quarter of a cent. At 1 cent, you have 400. At 10 cents, you have 4,000, right?
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
At 20 cents, you have 8,000.
Yeah.
Same thing with this. So at the end of the day, you can calculate out how much you're gonna make. So if you're investing in crypto, look at the projects.
Yeah.
But that's why I say for me, I've put all my money in Omi
Yeah.
because I bought it and I kind of see the floor.
Yeah.
I can look at the chart and see, hey,
Well,
this
you're
is
seeing,
a nice
yeah,
down.
you're seeing where it's going to go. Essentially, it's all about there's long-term investments. Is all stocks is
3
the
to
long
5
game.
years.
It's a long game.
This is I'm holding for 3 to 5 years. But let's say so right now I've been able to buy up. I've been buying the dip right in this coin. So now I have about 1 million Omi tokens.
Yeah.
So if Omi goes to $1, I'll have $1 million. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's simple math, right? Yeah. And but really, all 1 million Omi cost me because I've been buying it as a dip. 1 million Omi is about $2,300.
Yeah,
it's not that much. I mean, it is a lot, but that's most people don't realize that. But that's a month's rent, right? But a lot of times we'll spend money like it's nothing at a restaurant or drinks.
Well, that's like something that I've always kept in mind. It's like, if you think about it, like you make what is it, 15 is the minimum wage now?
Yeah.
Right? So you go, I make $15 an hour. You go to Starbucks, you spend $10, so you get like a little fucking food thing and a venti or grande drink. You spend $10. You just 3/4 of an hour's worth of work right there. Right?
Dude.
So like if you think about it that way, I also think about it when you do a long-term investment like this keyboard, right? It was like $500, right? You make 15 an hour. I don't know the math off the top of my head. It's a lot of work just for that one thing. But also I think, okay, how long am I going to have the thing, right? I always also, like, if I'm going to get something, I say, hey, if I don't use it, for each dollar I spent, I should get 1 day use out of it.
Yeah.
So if I don't get 500 days of use out of this keyboard, I wasted my money.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
I mean, and that's where you're using it to your best. I mean, really, it's like if you wear one thing that costs you $100 once, hey, that's $100. If you wear it twice, that's $50 if you think about it like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's that's how I try and look at these, because then you're keeping things at value.
Yeah.
You're like, no, each dollar should be a day.
Yeah. And that's where you buy, and that's where at the end of the day you're investing in yourself, and that's the biggest thing. So everybody should totally invest in themselves and take that chance. Where, hey, if you're interested in this, go for it. But this is where and what's great with what's happened now with everything is that people have opened their eyes up to investing. Right? Everybody's seen Dogecoin, everybody's seen Robinhood, everybody's seen stocks and everything.
Well, yeah, especially after that whole GameStop thing, a lot of people started hopping on Robinhood. I noticed that they got a huge amount of people that came in.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's great because it's just, even if you lose money, which a lot of people are, and there's some people that made money too, but you have to start thinking about these things. Yeah. Because a lot of the times people don't even realize that we're so caught up, where we catch ourselves up. Right, and I mean, it's sometimes not even you, but it's life. But a lot of times it is
things
self
happen.
things.
Yes,
right?
Things just happen.
Yeah,
and that's how it goes.
And like you said, it's the way to break it down perfectly is, breaking down hours of your life, right?
Yeah.
If you work for a day and you're making $15 an hour, let's say you're making 20, right? Great.
Yeah. So you're making 20.
You make 8 hours.
Yeah.
So what is that? 160.
Yeah.
Let's say
you make $160 a day, right?
That's not after tax.
Yeah, but that's before tax. And I would just say roughly, let's say you're making $100 a day. Let's just take $60 out, because I know California's, they're trying to pass to raise the taxes.
Yeah, taxes are crazy.
Yeah. So let's just say $100 a day, right? That's what you're making. $20 an hour, you're making $100 a day. Like, what are you going to invest that in? I know. Are you even thinking, long term? Like, hey, do you ever want to own a home? Do you want to constantly rent?
We don't think about these things.
Yeah, people don't think about those.
But it's not even our fault. It's that society and life. I mean, even now as we're growing up, sometimes it's the last thing you're thinking about because you're so used to living in now.
Exactly, and we're not taught those things.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't teach you those things.
Nobody. Yeah,
I mean, that's something that you have to
money. You got to learn yourself.
Yeah, you got to learn yourself. You got or if you're lucky, you have a family that's educated in it, and then they teach you. But that's a different story. That's far and few between.
Yeah, I know. This is the channel for the rough ones. Yeah, for you guys, the real ones.
People who had to work at it.
We got you guys. That's why I say buy Omi. Even if you invest $1,000 right here at 1/4 cent. That's why I say if to break it down.
Yeah. Here, let's go ahead and switch.
Yeah.
I just realized we were talking that whole time. We talked that whole time and with that chart up, and we're just like this little bit down the back there.
No, it's all good. That's what they got it in their heads. Hey, look it up the chart.
Looking up the chart. Yeah.
I mean, exactly. Just to make it simple, if you invest $1,000 in Omi right now at a let's say 1/4 cent.
Yeah.
if it goes to a cent, you've just made $4,000, and if it goes to $1, you've just made $400,000.
Yeah.
Right. And this is where I say this is a great set it and forget it.
Mm-hmm.
This is because that's how cryptos or some of them should be. You can try to play the game, but I mean a lot of
Just
people
leave
get
it be.
burned.
Yeah, just leave it be.
And at the end of the day, people don't really think about it, but there's tax.
I mean,
And
yeah, that's
you're gonna have
that's
to
what
pay
I do with
somebody.
my stocks. I just literally I just let them sit there, and
Yeah.
eventually like I need to reinvest into some dividend ones because that's how I was just kind of fueling it. It was I would just leave it, forget it. I get my dividends, and then every so often go back in and then just reinvest those dividends.
Yeah. And we respect the game,
Yeah.
So for everyone that's trading crypto and making it, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
But this is for the general public, for the mom and pop, right? That are like, oh, hey, let me invest in Dogecoin, right? But like I said, if you invest in Dogecoin at a quarter, where it's at right now, let's say, if it goes to $1, that's the only way you're making $400. But,
Yeah.
And if it goes to $5, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at that point,
And the thing is too,
yeah.
the crypto market's also very competitive. Oh, here I got you. You got it.
yeah, I just want to make sure I'm not in the coaster.
Yeah, this thing's low key antique. This thing's like over 100 years old.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, dude, this thing's old as shit.
No way.
Yeah, dude.
So where's it from?
I don't even know. I just know like my grandfather got it somewhere.
That's dope as fuck.
Yeah.
It's 100 years old.
And then
people.
my dad had it for a long time, and then I have inherited it, and will never get rid of this thing.
Do not. No, these are awesome. These are gem pieces, and it's super sturdy and awesome.
Yeah,
It
it's
feels
super
great.
cool. It has like the cool little line emblems. I don't know if you can see it on your side. You're
yeah.
you're probably like in the way. There's one that's on the door that I removed so I can put the mics on here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it's a super cool table. I really like this thing.
Antique. It's worth $1 million.
It's worth $1 million.
We are taking offers.
Invest in it.
We're
Invest in it.
taking offers.
I'm just-
It is
but
an NFT. If we take a photo of it and put it on the internet, it's an NFT.
Yeah.
No, but that's where I say for people, definitely. If you, that's pretty much it. So I say for me, like I said, you can see how much you're gonna make.
Yeah.
Do your math, but I say go for the best multiple. So with Omi, I'm following the money, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, if I put my money in and it doubles right here at or if it goes to $1 and I make 4 times my money, that's like Bitcoin going 4 times its value, right? If I put the same amount of money in Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
Bitcoin would need to go to 130,000
Yeah.
in order for me to make the same amount as Omi going to a cent,
Yeah.
as it was before. So that's where, like I said, if anyone's interested, hit up Eddie and give us some feedback.
Yeah, just
and,
leave a comment down on the video.
and we'll
I'll
actually
check it
do
out.
our next video would be a walkthrough. We'll have Eddie buy Omi live. We need 20 likes, and he will buy live.
20
and,
likes. There you go.
And the reason
20 new subscribers.
20
right?
new
We're at like
subs.
16, I believe.
I
right
need
now.
20 new subs.
20 new subs.
20 new subs. I show you how to make $1 million.
And just so you know, the page is Take the Time Talks, right? Take the Time Talks. And then if you want to see clips of our podcasts, and the main channel is Take the Time Studios, and that's where eventually one day merch will be up there. Once it gets all taken care of. Merch, making money.
We need
Another
merch.
NFT.
Yeah, no, for real. We're gonna
But-
sell an NFT.
Yeah, but
It's
anyways,
gonna be Eddie in the nude.
so I want to ask you though. The stand-up comedy stuff, right?
Yes.
So the fact that you want to do it, what sparked it? What sparked you just wanting to do it? Was it all the COVID stuff? Just like, hey, I just want to do something.
No,
new?
I feel like it's just been my personality.
Yeah.
I'm very once I get into something, I kind of go for it, 100%. So
You're always like, just like,
yeah,
literally just head down, just
Bull in
like
China shop.
become consumed.
yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, and the stand up is just really, why not? It's more of like it's like skydiving in a way.
Yeah.
Right. People go skydiving. You might say, why go skydiving? Right.
Yeah.
Because I want to experience the thrill of jumping out of
Have
a
you gone
plane.
skydiving?
I have not.
Yeah, I want to do that one day.
Have you?
No,
you
I want to.
have not.
I really
Oh,
want to.
okay.
It would be really cool. Anyways, back to it. Sorry.
No. But definitely. And that's where I forget where we're at.
You're talking about
The edible.
yeah. No. You're talking about it's just like your personality. You see it just going that way, and
Oh yeah, and this is where I think for everybody, really just go for it.
Yeah.
In life, whatever you believe in, you have one shot, right? Regardless, take your shot now.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you might be worried or discouraged, but I mean, I mean, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Because and that's kind of the attitude. And for me, the reason I'd say why not stand up is the same thing as why are we talking into mics right now?
Yeah, exactly.
It's
good because
you happen to have the setup and
and
here we are on a camera, and if it works out, great.
Yeah.
And guess what? And if those 20 subscribers that subscribed in and figure out how to buy Omi,
subscribe,
make $1 million, they're gonna literally say, "Oh my God, it was Take the Time Talks."
Yeah,
they literally set me up for life.
Episode 1,
and anyone that didn't is gonna be like, "Fuck, I fucked up."
Yeah,
but this is where I say, "Hey, c'est la vie."
C'est la vie.
Yeah. So be it.
Yeah. But
I mean,
yeah. So
French.
Yes, French. So have you tried working like out any bits or doing any of that kind of stuff, like on your own, just like trying to come up with a joke?
So for me, I have a long to-do list in regards to like I have so many projects that I want to start. I want to make my own,
Well, I know you
hot sauce, the ahi, right?
Yeah, you want to do the ahi?
We're gonna do the ahi.
But that's the things, like trying to figure out the preservatives for that thing because it's so perishable. It's like within a week.
Any preservatives.
Any preservative. But that's the thing. It's like
you could try to go organic. You can't.
Yeah, you can't go organic because it has a week, like if that, a week lifespan.
Let's just say that I've told you a lot, but I'm not gonna release anything on mic. Sorry guys, you have to subscribe to our OnlyFans to get
the OnlyFans. I don't even have an OnlyFans. What are you doing? Lying. Are you selling pictures of your feet on there? Is that what you're doing?
That and other things. Just kidding. But no, in regards to what were we talking about again?
Comedy. But like working out a bit and doing
like I said, it's just it's like on the list of at some point I'm gonna try this out. I have some stuff, like I said, that's in the middle of it right now that I'm kind of working through. But this is more of a, if the situation came about, maybe like a randomly, like I saw like an open mic, I'd take it. And
well,
really,
you have to have some kind of material though for that too. Yeah. Have you tried like working out like a minute, like trying to figure out like a minute worth of material?
That'd be probably a good place to start, wouldn't it? If I want to do stand up,
you actually got me thinking about it. I was like, dude, that'd be so fun. And I was trying to think like, dude, what kind of joke would I be able to make? Like, what would be a good?
You're right.
A good piece of material that you go up on stage, because it's not like yes, we bullshit here, like, but I've known you for fucking ever. Right, so it's easy to make jokes.
I could do this on stage. Watch this, guys.
Oh shit! Where'd your thumb go? Where the wait? That's a magic trick though. That's not comedy.
I'm not gonna really. A magician never reveals his secrets.
No, dude. But I was thinking about it like a good bit because.
What was your bit?
I got my
dude.
Hindu I got my Hindu tattoos, right? I look Arab as shit, right?
Yes.
I have a Japanese last name. I'm Hispanic, so every time I talk to anybody Mexican, they speak to me in Spanish.
Yes.
But the only thing I speak is English, and then white people, they're terrified of me. So I was gonna say the only thing that's universal with all those things is the look of disappointment on their faces.
Dude, that's pretty good.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just like that's the premise.
You work on that punchline. That's good though.
Yeah,
that's why.
Like the look
that's
of
a good little bit, like, because it gets you thinking, and you're like, you know what, dude? Wait, you're not Arab?
Yeah. What are you?
What the fuck?
I was like, the only ones I could talk to are
and
the
that's
white
so
ones, and they're
funny.
scared
That's so
of me.
true. Everybody would be like Eddie Tanamachi, teriyaki, like what?
Teriyaki, Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchis. Yeah. Oh my god, that's so funny. Yeah, dude. So, and that's where like I said, it's more at some point. I think it's probably gonna be more in line.
More
with
about fun shits and giggles.
More of a, like, for me next year. I have a lot that I'm working on right now.
Yeah.
But that's why, yeah, for me it's kind of that. Maybe this year, I never know. Yeah. So we
should do that. We should try and work out like a minute each, and then just
go do it.
Try to go do it like to like an open mic where they allow you to be on stage for a minute or whatever, just for fun. Because I know like all that stuff's finally opening back up.
Yes, it is finally opening back up. Everything's opened up and everyone's happy, which is great. You know.
Yeah.
I think it's been long overdue.
It has been. Oh, and how was your date night? How was your date night was it last week with Mel? Did you go? Or on Friday?
Remember.
Friday?
I don't remember.
Did you go? Yeah. Did you guys end up going to Korean barbecue, or where'd you end up going to eat?
I forget. Where was that?
Did I call you last week, or was it?
Let me think.
Or was it this Friday?
You know what? I think we went to Cheesecake.
You guys went to Cheesecake?
I think we went to Cheesecake.
You didn't go with the Korean barbecue?
We did not go with the Korean barbecue. We were not that hungry. We went with the cheesecake, just like Drake's
So good.
favorite restaurant.
Yeah. What's your go-to at cheesecake?
Uh,
Oh, you got a little. You got a little.
oh.
I don't know what in the middle of your forehead. You got it. You got it.
factory combination, steak Diane, herb crusted salmon.
Dang, dude. I love
That
the,
is
I love
the go-to.
I like the steak Diane. That's like my absolute with the mashed
For
potatoes
sure.
and the mushrooms and that glaze sauce that they
I
have.
feel like
dude.
in the beginning,
Ooh.
it's always so good.
It's so good.
And then once you have it like one too many times, you're like,
dude,
this
I don't
place
know.
is trash.
Dude, no. Well, Cheesecake Factory?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's like an occasion thing. I don't
Yeah.
go there all the time.
Yeah.
But I'm just like sometimes I'm just craving that steak and that's when I go there. That's
That
when I go
steak
there.
is definitely go-to.
It's so good, dude.
I would order that by itself, but I like the variety, so that's why I do the little combo. They do
Yeah.
a nice portion of steak and a nice portion of salmon.
I have to try that.
That's pretty bomb.
What's it called again?
It's the factory combination.
Dude, well, their fucking thing is a textbook. Their menu's a goddamn
It's
textbook.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, and the thing is, like, half of it is trash because of it.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Never mind. We love cheesecake. We are looking for sponsors.
Sponsor the podcast.
Listen,
we love cheesecake. Their
and
steak
yeah,
Diane
that's
is amazing.
why.
Everything there's amazing.
You know what? Nothing's trash.
Talking
Just
out
kidding.
of our
No,
asses.
we're gonna be real.
Yeah.
We're gonna be real here.
We'll be
Yeah.
real.
No, half the menu's trash. It's
Yeah.
too big.
Yeah.
And it's okay, but that's what they're known for.
Yeah.
And that's why it works, because I can take the family there, and if
Everyone-
somebody wants,
Sally can get her salad. You know,
and
Timmy
Mike
can get his chicken.
yeah, Timmy can get his chicken,
Jimmy can go ahead and go get his steak.
and if somebody
And
wants
Caesar,
their pasta,
Papa Caesar can have his little combination meal.
exactly.
I
And
don't know why I gave you white children.
That's why, yeah. That's why it's okay. I'm down. That's why it works, is because you can have that variety.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
But I mean, at any real restaurant, you can't make it work because it's too many items and
Yeah.
you know, not the right amount of care. But it's steak Diane and herb crusted salmon. They work. It's great. I love cheesecake. So that's the go-to if you guys want something local and you're in California. Shout out to Natraj Laguna Beach.
Yeah.
It is it's a hole in the wall Indian place, but it's beautiful. It's got like 10 tables.
I've
Very
never
good
been
food.
there. I want to go, dude. I haven't had Indian food in so long.
You need to go. So that place is gonna blow up now by our recommendation. So they don't take reservations, and it's just a walk-in
First come,
kind of
first serve?
place. Yeah,
First come,
but
first
they're great. It's really nice. It's good food.
Yeah.
The best Indian food I've had so far. But I need to probably have some more.
Where are they at?
They're in Laguna Beach, right
Are they
on
by the
PCH.
Right on PCH? So yeah.
Right on PCH. They're one of the they're right on PCH. They're near downtown.
Oh, okay.
Right when you kind of get to that bottom portion of the hill, but
Gotcha.
they're above they're right there at
Oh,
the
okay.
top part. But yeah, so just look them up, Natraij. If I got it wrong, Google will correct it. And that's a great place. Korean barbecue, we've already shouted out. Korean barbecue in Irvine, all that barbecue, the best
Yeah, dude,
meats.
that's our go-to spot right there. Is all that barbecue.
Yep.
That place is so good.
Bomb. Love the food. And that's where I've been at. So for me personally, now where everything's at, I've had this really, you know, I've been blessed, right?
Yeah,
It's
you
been
had a crazy last year, right?
It's been a crazy last year, right? And everything's, you know, just lining up and working. So at this point, I'm in this kind of, you know, just like super thankful for everything, but, you know, like I said, kind of planning. I have those side things, but that stand-up is almost like a side hobby, and I have some stuff I have to take care of first, you know?
Well, yeah, exactly. It's
So
just
for
a
me,
problem.
like that's where, like, I wanna start doing that, because I think everybody needs to. This is almost like, I think, a time to enjoy your life and figure out who you are.
Yeah.
Where, hey, if you wanted to take up painting, you know, start painting. If you wanted to take a photography, take photos.
And now's the time too, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
now
you have
is really
nothing to
the time.
lose. And with COVID, that should have solidified it. Everyone got down with COVID. It makes sense, dude. And fucking bummer and everything, you know, with everything going on, for sure. But, you know, life goes on, and we have to keep on moving forward, and that's the only way we can build up and work from there. Yeah. So that's where I say, people, you know, definitely just don't get too caught up with everything, and kind of remember, you know, the reason you do what you do.
Exactly.
Right? So enjoy life, try new things, you know, take somebody out, go hit up your friend and get a drink. You won't regret it, people.
Start a podcast.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Yeah, so
And really, yeah, just kind of take this time, because I feel like we've had a lot of people that were kind of hurting inside, and we've heard it, and I mean, and I feel like we even see it with how fucking crazy everything is going on.
Yeah.
When you see like on the news every other night a shooting or a stabbing or something like that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, even like the car crashes, just because everyone's like so ready to get out, that everyone's like just kind of driving crazy, right? And I mean,
Yeah.
left and right. I mean, you just hear this crazy fatal crash or
Yeah.
something gnarly,
dude,
right?
there was a ton of crashes like this last week. I saw a car. I was going to the gym after work, and I saw freaking this Mercedes on the on ramp right here on Crown Valley, and they freaking it was on its side. It was on its side on the on ramp. It was literally on, like, it was nuts. I was like,
crazy.
holy crap, dude. And because, the only reason I saw it, too, because I didn't even notice it because there were so many cars. I was sitting, like, at the light, and then I was like, why are there so many people, like, just standing at that corner? And then I see on the on-ramp, this car just turned on its side, and I was like, how the hell did it get there? Do you want another drink or anything, brother?
I'm good, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But, yeah, dude, it was nuts. There's so many accidents right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's and that's where I say, hey, sorry for helping everyone, but we're keeping it real here.
Keeping it real.
No fakeness, but this is where, hey, everyone, just be careful, watch out for yourself, and like I say, just live life. Don't let shit hold you down. Don't let people hold you down. And don't let anyone tell you can't do shit.
Yeah.
Because for me, that's where all my life, I've kind of I haven't done that, and it's and now I see kind of where that's benefited me.
Yeah.
Is really is now, reaping kind of some of the rewards from, hey, just at the end of the day, don't let anyone say you can't do anything. That's what I say. Hey, if you want to try out crypto, do it. Go and check that out and see. If you want to try out investing and you're interested, do it. And a great place that I recommend is our home platform, YouTube. Shout out YouTube. Get us the gold plaque.
And I will be trying to. I'm pretty sure I'll probably put it up on Spotify as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just more reach.
Why not
diversify?
But yeah, we love Spotify too. We are looking for the mill.
Just like Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pass it along.
So yeah, and that's kind of where that's at. So everything's open. Everybody get out there, go crazy, but watch out for yourself.
Yeah.
And keep on doing you, people. If you want to go out there and fucking streak nude, do it. Live in the nude.
Streaking nude.
But yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Exactly. Just kind of living.
And so is that everything with you? How's the because I know you also have the property. How's the construction going?
Dude, so yeah, so luckily now I've got the contractor down. I'm finalizing the plans, and we'll be constructing hopefully in the next 2 months. Like I said, right now it's been crazy kind of with all the supply shortages and everything, right?
Yeah.
But that's kind of where I'm at with that. So hopefully have the house built by next year.
Okay.
I'm thinking June. But before that's even built is trying out the thing, right? And then like I said, for my other venture, it's experimenting with the CBD farm, right? And seeing how that works out. Because I think CBD has a lot of
it has a lot of potential,
great benefits and everything like that.
When I was taking it, it's just it's a little expensive,
and that's
the issue right now. And
I will address that, my friend.
Yeah,
this is where I come in.
But when I was taking it every day, dude, I noticed a difference, like in my like mind and body. Like you really do notice a difference when I was taking it. I was taking like two. I was taking.
Were you doing the droppers?
No. I was taking these like they're capsules.
Oh, okay.
It was like 50 milligrams. So I was taking 100 milligrams a day. I was doing 100 milligrams a day, and like after like 2 weeks, that's like when I noticed the difference. I was just more calm, more level-headed. I didn't have as much joint pain or anything like that.
And those are the things that people.
I had better energy.
Yeah,
it was good. It was really. I noticed the difference.
Yeah,
it's expensive.
And that's where I hope that. With this, CBD farm venture, that I can help address that, my friend, and have a product that is both affordable for the consumer And yeah, like I said, my whole thing is I won't give away too many details. You know, some of the stuff's got to stay under wraps, so
Well,
so you guys don't steal our ideas. You know,
it's not patented.
not patented yet, but I think they're, you know, like I say, it's making it affordable for everyone, and really it's just making it accessible, because at the end of the day, this is almost like a tomato.
Yeah,
It really is. Where, I mean, if you're growing basil or rosemary, right, you're growing that for flavoring or for purposes, but for thousands of years we've been growing medicines and herbs for different purposes, jasmine, right, for teas and everything. So with the CBD, I mean the possibilities are endless, and we're headed there. I mean, and that's why
it's a matter of time.
it's a matter of time. I mean, it's literally how you see beer is how weed and everything will be.
Well, it's already becoming.
Yeah,
You know, it's
cannabis.
already starting. You know.
Yeah.
The prohibition's finally over. It's coming back into normalcy.
Over. Yup. Yup.
And then, so I do want to ask you this one. So, because we kind of talked about it before.
Yes.
But you remember your shroom trip?
Yes,
the one
sir.
one where you bailed.
Yes. So.
We got to talk about that one, because
Okay.
yeah. So the deep insight, right, that you've told me so far is you thought everything was fake, right?
Yep.
And then so you're like, who are these people? Who's real and all that?
Yep.
And so you, for whatever reason, we should have taken your keys away. I don't know why we didn't take your keys.
Hey,
That's what we fucked up.
Don't ask the guy. Ask the people.
Yeah,
that
we literally. So, just backstory. Okay, I was going into the monastery. All right, and and so on my going away party, you decided to do your big shroom trip.
Oh, let's give even more backstory. Let me add some backdrop. So out of the blue, I'm living my life. Everything's great. I think my boy Eddie is good, right? I haven't heard from him for a couple months. Let's say it's like 8 months. You know?
I had I took a massive shroom trip. Let's just say.
Okay. So what happened was I get a call from our friend Skylar.
Oh yeah.
Call is, "Hey, how you doing, man?" "Great." And I'm like, "Dude." And I'm like, "Great, dude. I'm doing great. You know, everything's awesome." And he's like, "Dude, Eddie's going to become a monk." And I'm just like, "What?" And then he's like, "Dude, Eddie's gonna become a monk." Like, and I'm like, "What do you mean, like a monk, like you know, like the robes and everything?" And he's like, "Yeah, dude." And I'm like, "Shut the fuck up." And then he's like, and then I think he sent me a photo of you. I don't know if he had a photo. I can't remember, but I think he had a photo of you in your outfit. And you still had hair at this time.
At that point, I had hair the whole time. At that point, I was staying weekends at the monastery for quite a while. Yeah.
So he sends me a photo of you in your robe, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And the first thing I do after I hang up the phone on Skylar is I call Eddie.
Yeah.
And he answers.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, brother." Or I forget what you said.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, "What?" I'm like, "Dude, you're gonna become a monk?" And he's like, "Yeah, dude, I'm gonna become a monk." And I was like, "Dude, that's fucking crazy." But I was like, "You know what?" And in my head, I'm like, "You know what? If Eddie wants to become a monk, that's fucking dope."
Yeah.
But I'm like, "Is it really what you want to do?" And you were like, "Yeah, dude, I've already thought about it. I already got my stuff. I'm leaving in like 2 weeks." Because at this point, you had already planned it out. You were leaving in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck. And the first thing I said was like, "Dude," I think the first thing I said to you was actually, I was like, "Hey, dude, I leave you alone for 8 months and you fucking go crazy. Like, what the fuck's going on?" You know? And then you're like, "Nah, dude, I'm just gonna try that, you know, and all that, you know." And I'm just like, "Dude, that's crazy." But it was really like and
well, and you had asked me what helped.
if anyone's asking me about it, I mean that should explain it enough.
Yeah.
Is that I hit the guy up and
I only had
zero tattoos.
I had this portion.
0 tattoos beforehand, right? So 8 months, no tattoos. 8 months later, it's not like he's got one tattoo. Maybe he's got a little titty. Maybe he's got
had from this black line down.
Maybe he's got a titty tat or something, you know, something cute.
Oh yeah,
right.
I have that
but
one.
But he doesn't even have that, right? What he's got is a fucking sleeve. And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Dude, this is my gate of truth."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Bro," and that's when I knew. I was like, "Dude, this guy's committed." I'm like, "This guy's a fucking monk."
I still am. I read spiritual books every night.
And that's where I think that's dope. And again, and I commend you and kudos to that. But that's why I'm like, at that moment, I was like, "Dude, my boy's gonna become a monk."
Yeah.
That's dope. And I'm like, "This is interesting." But it was really like, hey.
Well, you had asked me like how I got there, and I told you about my shroom trip. at how much like I took was it 5 grams? I took the 5 grams.
5 grams.
Yeah, and then you were like, I gotta do the 5 grams.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you ever done that amount?
Bro, fuck you. Have I done that amount? Yes.
Prior
Mister,
to that, though, dude. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I did.
You dosed me.
Yeah, so
when you guys wonder why I went off on my huge trip and drove mushroomed, or actually did not drive mushroomed, but it was because this fucker
I citrus tech. So if you ever do shrooms and you're like, I only have a gram, but I want way more out of this, and you soak those bad boys in citrusy lime or lemon juice,
I still don't know if I believe that. I think he just cut up a shit ton.
It intensifies the high. No, because Skyler didn't have he had a lot. It was probably roughly around that amount.
It was roughly around 6 grams, I think.
It was roughly
5.5 to 6 grams.
No, he already had taken some before that.
But I'd seen an eighth.
It was like around the eighth. It was like around the eighth.
It was more than an eighth, dude, because I remember that was a crazy dose.
I just remember you eating them, going the lemon made worse.
Dude, it was like 5 grams. It was like 5.5. It was a hero dose. It was crazy.
But you literally like you saw it though. You saw the truth. You went into the loop of life.
I would say more that, yeah, really, it was just kind of remembering, oh hey, like it was like restarting. For a second I'm like, it was the craziest feeling. It was like the feeling of oh shit, like as if you found out something you weren't supposed to find out. Like that's kind of how it felt. Like wait, like did I just like break the trance?
Yeah.
So for me, my fear was, looking around and like, hey, like
you didn't know
if everything like what was real, So I'm like, dude, if I was a crazy person, I could have jumped off a cliff, right?
Yeah.
Luckily, I'm not a crazy person, so I did not jump a cliff.
You just
right?
go home.
What I did was I was like, wait, so like, what's really real or not, and I'm like, and right now we're shortening it down, but just to break it down, it was more of literally the best way I can describe it is like you're in like a dark room, like you're floating in space, because it wasn't a dark room. It was like literally I was seeing stars and everything like that. But it was super introspective because again, you're really just kind of like going deep on thinking about yourself and everything like that, right? So at that point, it was also like I was like, wait, like what's going on? And I think what really tripped me out was the fact that I was like, I hadn't seen you, right?
Yeah, in so long, and
for
I was
8
leaving.
months.
Yeah.
And then when I see you, all of a sudden you have this tattoo.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I'm like, oh, I just see Eddie's. This is a complete different version of like what I had seen before. And then I do this hero dose of mushrooms, and then all of a sudden I come back and I'm like, Eddie's got a fucking crazy ass tattoo. And I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna become a monk.
Yeah. So, and I want to know what was happening to you, like. You remember when we were in like
that little forest area?
The little forest area, and then
and
you
I
were
was
just
laying on the ground. The best way I could describe it is I laid down on the ground, and I was face down.
Yeah, you were face down.
And
like, you started sitting with your hands,
my eyes were open in the beginning.
Well,
so
but then you put your head in your palms, like you're like this, right? You were doing that for a little bit.
Oh yeah,
and then you laid on the ground. So like, what happened there?
So basically, the best way I can describe it is, I laid down on the ground, I hugged the earth, and then I got absorbed into the earth.
Wow.
So really, my eyes were open,
you really
and I saw, and I was laying on these rocks, right? And as I'm laying on these rocks, I see, like, it's like, it's like if you're looking at something, it's still not moving, right? But I'm staying in the same spot, and everything's continually moving forward. Yeah. So even though I'm laying down not moving, I'm like going deeper and deeper into the ground. So at some point the earth absorbed me. Yeah. Is the way I was. And that's why I told you
the people that were passing by.
I was not aware of the people that were passing by.
No, so they did see you, because we were like tucked away. But like I literally, me and Scott were like, oh shit, there's people coming. So we tried to stand in front of you or whatever. Like we were chit-chatting.
There's this dude face down on the ground. What the fuck's going on?
Yeah, exactly. Just
is this a murder? No, he's just tripping. But like I said, so basically it's like, picture like quicksand.
Yeah.
It's like I was quicksanded into the rocks.
Yeah.
I'm continually traveling. And then from there, it goes into like let's say to me it felt like I said, like I'm going into quicksand, and once I break through, it's just space.
Yeah.
And not like black empty space, but like space, like you're floating in what you think is space.
Got it. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And what you picture the universe is. Like if you're floating through space, you see the stars, you see like the cosmos and everything. Yeah. That's the way it was. But like I say, it wasn't just very visual. It was cerebral in the fact that I'm very aware of myself, and at the end of the day I'm questioning, wait, so if I'm here, where is everything else, right? And it was really just kind of like I said, and then the first thing I come back to is you fucking tatted up and all trippy, and then I'm like, is this Eddie or is this a spirit
you
guy?
Asked me that. You're like, are you real? Like I was like, yes, I'm real. And you go to Skylar, are you real? Yeah, I'm real. And he's like, are you? I can't tell if you're. And do you remember your loop when you started looping?
I don't remember my loop.
So like, this is something that me and Skylar noticed because it happened to us when we were on high dosages, and it happened to you. So I think it's just something like the lesson to be learned. But for whatever reason, your loop, you would sit down for like 30 seconds, dead silent, like that, right? And then you'd hop up and go, "Wow, that's amazing." You literally go, "Shit." You literally go, "Wow, that's amazing." And then sit back down, and then you just repeated doing that, and so it was the funniest thing because
at that moment it was like I say, the shrooms are very introspective, where you're having all these realizations, and it's not just myself, it's life, it's thinking about what's important, it's thinking about people, and it's honest, it was like at that point I was like, wow, it's amazing in regards of being alive and having a consciousness. I think for people take that for granted at the end of the day, like and that's why I say, hey, like if anyone ever has like any like suicidal thoughts or anything, definitely reach out to people. Don't even consider that, I think, or before, because at the end of the day, the fact that you have a consciousness and you have your life, right, is incredible. The fact that you're a human being, have your story, that nobody's like you, right, that every little thing that good and bad that's happened has made you, right, regardless, you're here. Even and you have this consciousness, and right now some people might want to make something end, and that was the sad part was the pandemic is that like a lot of things happened, right? A lot of people committed suicide and stuff like that, but this is why a
lot of drug overdoses,
I think, and so many drug overdoses, so sad. But this is why I say, hey, it's really, for me, it was like just kind of waking up to like, it's like a rebirth, right? It was like okay, like I'm back. I'm starting from square one, and I have to remember what is important. And that's and like I said, and for me that's kind of where for me lately it's been reaching out to those people that I just haven't had the chance to reach out to.
Because you've been hanging out with like everybody.
And that's why I reached out to our good old friend Carlos, and hung out with him, and recently back and it was and my good friend, our old friend Jose, right, hung out with him. But it's just just checking up on people, and like I said, and sometimes, and for me that was my thing was like I say, I have I get so deep into something like a project that I'm into, right? So for when it was trading and when it was investing, again, it still is, but all that I was super committed to it. It was a full-time job, and then now with the property, it's okay, like that's the next step, so it's been a lot of that, but then it's like just kind of remembering, hey, it's not all about just working and doing that. It's about the journey. It's about spending the time with people. It's about having fun, just at the end of the day, just enjoying people's company and all that. And then even if it's just, that's why I say for people, just go out. Even if you look at the ocean, like think about how many Californians live near the beach, right, and don't go there. And that's why I say, hey, at the end of the day, just take a deep breath. And that's really where for me, like I said, at the end of the day, what I got back from that trip is, oh, hey, everything that I was worried about losing in a way was still here, but it made me realize what was the most important, right? At that moment when I was worried what was real and what was not, I wasn't chasing, like fuck, where's my money or all this shit, right? It's I need to is my family, you know,
Yeah.
okay? Are
Yeah,
they?
because
What's up?
that's what I remember you taught me. You were like, you were worried about your siblings. And
Yeah.
then you went home and hugged your brother and then just started crying.
Dude, I was tripping, and he's like, dude, you good, fam? And I remember I was like, because like literally, that's why I was saying like the way it went down was I literally, like I said, I drove from here,
Yeah.
and this is how trippy it was. Like, let's say, okay, so I left Eddie's. And this is what added to the trip, right?
Yeah.
So, like Eddie said, was on mushrooms, went down, was pretty gnarly. We're walking back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still kind of like, hey, what's kind of going on?
Well,
Right?
we
I'm not off
we
the
first trip too.
yeah.
when
I'm
we first
not,
tripped
and
together.
I'm not off the mushrooms at all.
Yeah.
Right?
No. Yeah.
We're back at your house, and it was your going away party, right? So the first people that arrive are like Skylar's dad and everything, and then your little brother. Which,
Yeah.
just to give some reference, I know Eddie's little brother.
Yeah.
I've known him since they were younger, right? So the last time I saw him, he was a little kid, and now I see him and he's all grown up.
Yeah.
So in the mushroom trip,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, it's just another thing
You're like
doubting
I'm
my
not
brain.
used to this.
where I'm like, wait, is this real?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, Eddie is not what I thought was Eddie.
Yeah.
And now,
His
who the
brother-
fuck are you? Wait,
Yeah.
you're Eddie's brother?
Yeah.
I'm like, what's Eddie's brother doing here?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You
know,
were tripping
remember?
out.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And that's where, and like I said, and that's where for me, you know, my worry
Yeah.
was like, hey, like,
But it was just crazy because literally within an instant, like we literally,
I was gone.
we sat you down on the couch.
I fucking said, fuck.
We said hi to Skylar. You did your little loop where you stood up and went, "Wow, that's amazing." Sat back down. We're like, okay, he's gonna do that again in about 30 seconds. And
We
then
turned around.
I turn around and say, "Oh, what's up?" Someone goes, "Hey, do you want a drink?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll take a drink." And then I was like, "Yo, Caesar," and I turn around and then you're gone. It was literally within the span of like a minute, and I was like, where the hell did he go? And I bolted outside.
You bolted
I
outside and
literally-
you saw
you
my
were-
car gone?
I was like, how did he get there so fast? Like,
Dude, and you
know,
saw
I
the
was like-
car gone and you were like,
Dude, I called Mel. Like, I literally pulled out my phone and I was like, Mel, did Caesar call you? Like, where is he?
listen. So, like I said, when I said that
And you
the
came
mushrooms
back.
were like
You
space,
came back though,
100%. And
like
I drove,
an hour or two later, because you were on the come down. That's why I think it was.
I
fine.
drove
You-
home.
Yeah,
I drove home just fine.
Yeah.
And that's where, but again, for me, the drive home, like, it was like I was driving through space. The
Yeah.
highway was like picture a freeway through space.
Yeah. So what was going through your mind though, like as you were going?
As I'm driving, it was surreal because I was still in this, you know, what was real, what was not. And like I said, but at the end of it, like, I know I'm driving, I know I'm going forward. And that was the whole thing. I was very like, you know, focused on, oh, hey, I'm driving, you know, keep the speed limit, keep everything, you know, watch my
Yeah.
lanes and everything.
Yeah.
But for me, it was like, oh, wait, the freeway's in space.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. So I look off my right, and then the thing is, it wasn't I was in space. It was that the particular highway portion that I was on.
Yeah.
There was this mountain, and it's pitch black, and there's only a couple houses that are on the mountain.
Yeah. So it looks kind of like stars in the
they're-
sky.
they're-
Yeah.
The houses have the light
Yeah.
on, and it looks like stars in the sky. So I see the sky with stars, and I look down, and I see more stars that look brighter, and all of a sudden I'm like, what the fuck? But I'm like, nope, focus on driving. so I'm driving home, but for me, like I say, literally picture a freeway through space. So I'm like, what the fuck? This is crazy.
I mean, that sounds really cool though.
It was
One day
honestly one of the coolest moments of, you know, it was a very
Yeah.
cool moment. But
Yeah,
it was,
and then
but
you came back and you were just ripping bowls.
yep. But like
Did
I
you
said,
smoke at all during the trip, or like when you were
I
coming
think in
up?
the beginning, remember, I was like, oh,
because that's what I did. I smoked when I did my 5 grams. I smoked a whole joint,
yeah.
like a 1 gram joint, and
Yeah.
I shot into outer space within 30 seconds.
And then I remember we did too. I was hitting the piece, and then
Yeah, and I think that's what does it, man.
Yeah.
The two, because like
it's the cross. But that's why I say mushrooms are very, very introspective. Where I think they're very powerful in what you think and what you believe in at that moment is what's really gonna stick with you.
Yeah,
So
and it
for
gives you-
me, it was a very solidifying thing of,
Yeah.
hey.
it gives you the answers you need.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it was always at the end of the day for me was remember what's important, which is the people around you, right? And then cherish them, right? But you know, for like you, it was like, oh, like he's gonna go off and do his thing. Awesome, you know, good thing. I hope the best for my friend.
Yeah.
And it was like this journey, like, hey, you know.
Yeah,
And then at the end of the day, look, you fucking this
I was
fucker comes back 3 months later, like, bro, the order was fucked.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it was good. Like the lesson was, but it's like any organization. There's
you
flaws.
saw the
I
flaws.
saw the flaws, and I was like, this isn't. If I'm gonna go about my spiritual journey,
And you were there for the truth.
yeah, exactly.
That's what it was. You were
Yeah.
there for the truth, and you saw the flaws, so you knew that this wasn't true. And at the end of the day, you were like, "What's kind of going on?" It's like the butterfly effect.
it had a lot of truth in there. It's there's gonna be issues with any organization, and a big issue with me was the discrimination they had. Essentially, it's not exactly discrimination, I would say. It's a limitations upon people who are not of Indian descent, basically. So if you're not from India, you couldn't become like a head of a certain sect or anything. It was about preserving the old traditions and all that kind of stuff. So I saw that and I was like, it kind of goes against what's being taught, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then there's also parts of what it's being taught. It's like, yeah, that kind of goes with it, but the whole point of why it got brought to America was for it to change and for it to adapt. And I didn't see that kind of stuff happening. So I was like, why not do, instead of trying to live the path of like, hey, I'm going to follow this person's path. Hey, I'm going to do this. Look at what did Jesus do? What did Moses do? What did all these leaders do? Well, they did their own path. They walked their own path. They made it, right? They had a machete in their hand and they were treading through the jungle. No one had walked that path before them. And so that's what they were doing for themselves.
Yeah.
Right? They had certain doctrines and stuff that they had listened to prior to, but then they adapted it and made it to their own lives. And so that's what I'm going to do, essentially, is I'm learning those doctrines stuff, and as I learn them, it allows me to forge my own path even better.
Totally. And yeah, and that's where and for me, that's super sick that you went through that and you got that, because at the end of the day, it wasn't for nothing. And that's why it's all about the process.
Yeah.
It's not about we're always worried about the end result, but it's the journey there that a lot of times makes you appreciate, or you appreciate at the end result.
Yeah.
You know, and for me, that's why, like, the journey that where I've gotten has been, you know, the only way I would have gotten there is by taking the steps I took, right? The only perspective and the only way you would have been at peace where you are right now is because you took the steps you needed to take, right?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Even then, and that's where I think, you know, the thing about the whole when you became a monk is you committed to it.
Yeah.
Was even if the teachings, and you saw the falseness in certain teachings where you saw the hypocrisy, maybe let's say that's a better
exactly.
word.
Yeah, there's some hypocrisy.
You know,
so, yeah.
In those in certain teachings, nonetheless, you still at that moment wholeheartedly committed yourself to it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So you truly let go of all possessions.
Yeah.
You know, so at that moment, that was freeing in of itself, right?
Yeah. No, it was the most, like, I say to people all the time, like, I've never been more relaxed and more at peace in my life than that month that I lived there 24/7.
Yeah. And that's why I think it's all part of the process. And that's why I said, even if you think, what the fuck am I doing? And for you, right? Like, I mean, in a way, you'd be like, fuck, I just, like, coming back from that, you'd be like,
yeah, dude, it was right.
Fuck, I'm starting back from zero. Like, what the fuck? This was all a mistake. But really, it wasn't a mistake.
It wasn't, dude. I came back. It was easy to come back almost.
Because
like, I wasn't worried. I wasn't stressed.
You weren't stressed because you let go of, at the end of the day, some of these social norms that society makes you think that you have to uphold, or you have to have this in order to be okay, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And at the end of the day, you realize you're just naked.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're just naked. No matter what, you're just who you are. So you just got to be who you are and have that peace.
And now I live with my girlfriend.
Literally, this guy's like, I will be celibate. You know, that's why he's like, celibacy. So this guy's celibate. So this guy gives away all possessions, people. Right? He comes over. He's like, dude, do you want my clothes? Right.
Oh yeah.
He comes over with a bag full of clothes. Luckily, Eddie's my size, so I'm like, ooh, like Caesar looking fly, and all that. But and then I give some clothes to my brother and my dad because you were like, and you were gone.
Yeah.
So you were gone for like for like how long? 3 months, right?
No,
Like,
just a month.
just a
I
month.
lived there for a month. And
Yeah.
like I get like. So like I had this super long meditation one day when I still was living at home, like with living like with Skylar and his sister and all that.
Yeah.
And
Zach.
and Zach, and I was meditating in my room. I was meditating for 5 hours straight. I had like a vision essentially of
Yeah.
like
This guy meditated for 5 hours straight.
yeah,
No fap.
no fap. Anyways, no fap.
Just to put it out there, guys.
Mental fap.
You might think meditation, just for anyone that was like, oh, he's meditating in his room. Sure.
Yeah.
meditating. Yeah.
I was actually
I'll meditate in the morning too, buddy. No, he was truly meditating.
Yeah. But I had like this vision, right? And I was like on a mountain, like on this portion of a mountain, and I was like meditating at sunset, and then like my heart, like literally I saw my heart just turn to gold, and then I just started crying. And like I started crying like tears of joy in like the vision, and then I immediately was just bawling. Like literally just pure ecstasy I was feeling in that moment.
It's
and
crazy.
Like it was nuts, right?
It's insane.
Completely sober, by the way.
It's insane.
Completely sober. And then I experienced that exact moment at the monastery.
Uh-huh.
And then that's when I knew I was like, okay, I got what I need to get out of this place. And then I started to look around more, and that's when I saw the other stuff.
And that's where the journey, what you were looking for, you found it.
Yeah.
And it didn't take you having to, at that moment, do what you thought was it was what you had to do, which is leave and be a traveling monk and everything like that. Yeah. You yourself got that closure, which is what you needed.
Yeah.
And that's where I say, and that's where I say, hey, like, that's where for me, I was like, dude, fuck yeah, where I was stoked to have you back. But also because I knew, like, hey, like, he went there, and regardless of if it was wrong or whatever you believe, and I just say it was wrong as if that's what you believe.
Like it didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't work out. Yeah, exactly. But you yourself did all the right steps.
Yeah.
You let go, where that's truly something powerful. And a lot of people, we're so caught up by our possessions that, like, look, you truly just started back from all of this with zero.
Yeah.
From that spot, and you came back, really, truly. And that's where, look, like you said, that keyboard that you invested $500, dog, you did that from having gone back to work, right? Mm-hmm. After you had given away your money, after, you kind of, gave that to your brother and all that jazz, and the car. I mean, this guy gave everything. I got his clothes. Our friend Michael got his fucking Xbox. Yeah. His brother got his car. Like, he gave away all of it. So that's where I say the process.
Yeah. It takes time.
It was the process that was a real growth.
Yeah.
And that's where I say for everyone, dude, like, that's where for you that was part of the journey. For me, last year, just to give some insight, it was I basically started up this business by myself because and it was a hemp farm, and I'd taken my shot and I went for it, and the first time it didn't work out.
Yeah, but that was when you at your aunt's property, right?
Yep, and that was where, super discouraging, right? And where I was in this super low spot where I'm like, fuck, I put my money here, right? I just got my dog, right? So like a child at the end of the day, right? And now I'm like, we're homeless, what I was it's like, Bubba, we're homeless, like we gotta, so and then literally like a week later to like having all of it, made it all back from my investments in the market. Yeah. And then from there being like, wow, like I've been working this entire time, and like, and then from there being like, let me just commit to it. Let me see what I can do. And that's where I say for anyone, literally, you can do whatever you put your mind to it, so just go for it. Literally just do it. Yeah. Like the Nike thing, just fucking do it.
Yeah, just gotta commit.
So we're like, and you committed with that, with the monk. At the end of the day, you got the growth from it. You got exactly what you need from it.
It's honestly something that I learned from rock climbing. Was the hardest thing to learn with rock climbing is you have to commit. If you don't commit, you're not gonna succeed. And that was kind of like the biggest one of the biggest hurdles
Was
with
committing.
advancing in rock climbing was that, and then I just transfer that over to other aspects of my life. If I'm gonna do something, I have to commit. If you don't commit, you're never gonna succeed. It's just not gonna happen. And so, you just gotta push. You have to commit, no matter if you're terrified, if you're gonna shit yourself. Like,
Because at the end of the day,
you know what, you might commit.
What's the worry?
You might commit and you might fail. And you're gonna fall down, but you know what matters is if you get up and then you commit again. If you can keep
the journey.
being persistent and keep committing and
yeah.
keep pushing, you will be successful one day, no matter how many times you fall down. And
why
like
Thomas
literally
Edison-
that happened in rock climbing. Literally, you fall down and then you keep going, and eventually you do the climb and you succeed, and that transfers into life. If you keep pushing, like, hey, I want to do my own business, you keep failing, and you keep committing. Eventually, one of those businesses will take off. They will succeed. Whether it's you're making $100,000 a year or you're making $1 million a year, as long as you do it, you will see that.
Even
reward.
if you're making just what you need to make, even
And
if you just happen to be making exactly what you need to make,
yeah.
the fact that you're doing you, the fact that you're taking this chance, the fact that you're committing it, that's the real growth. You can always be somebody else's workhorse, or I mean, really, that's the problem with societies. We're taught, hey. We're I'm not saying we're taught. We're discouraged from really going off and doing your own thing, right?
Yeah.
They say, "Hey, do this, follow the order, go get a job, do all this," right?
Yeah.
They don't really tell you.
It's because it's hard to, and they don't expect everybody.
They go for what the norm. They want you to
They
take the
teach for
safe route.
They teach for the masses, not for the exceptions.
100%.
When you make rules, you make them for the masses, not the exceptions.
I agree, and that's why this is for the exceptions. All of our listeners are exceptional.
I like it.
All of you guys, you are the special ones.
You're the special ones. Well, you know what?
Deep down inside, they're like, "I'm special."
I'm so freaking special.
Oh man.
Oh my God, Caesar said I'm special. He whispered it in my ears. So I'm special.
But no, brother, yeah, totally. And that's why I say, dude, 100%, it's a process. So as you guys will see, hey, like, I truly wholeheartedly believe, hey, I mean, if we commit to this podcast, me and you, what's up, Joe?
What's up, Joe?
I'm calling it right now.
See you in
Actually,
a couple years.
you know what? We're cool with everyone. We don't just go with Joe. Hey, we're not gonna cancel culture.
We'll see everybody.
We see everybody.
Not just the bald white man.
Not just the ball. We love everyone.
Yeah,
we love all podcasts. I will take it all. Barstool Sports. Hey, we're here.
Well, you know, you've been doing it for what, an hour 20 minutes?
Dude, we've been gone good for the first one. I
Yeah.
think it's pretty good. I think there's a lot in there, but again, this is our first podcast.
Yeah.
I
Obviously,
think
there's gonna be maybe a couple cutouts just for a factor of just me telling you to put your mic or whatever.
for 100%.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
regardless,
we
you
got a good
guys,
hour at least.
we gave you guys the millions.
Give you the
Regardless, you guys should walk out of this podcast,
Mm-hmm.
be able to go and Google what Omi is, and subscribe.
Succeed.
We need 20 subscribers.
Mhm.
If we get 20 subscribers, we will do a follow-up episode next week. We need those 20 subscribers today.
To do an
I'm
investment.
just kidding. We don't
Not
need
today.
that Sunday. But if we get those subscribers, we will go. Eddie will buy Omi live.
Live. So
You
you
guys-
can see. So
I
you can
will-
see how it's done. I'm gonna have to blur out my information and all that.
Blur out his account
But
information.
but we'll do something.
It's
like
okay. I'll whisper it to you guys.
that. Oh my God, no!
I'll give you guys his wallet info.
It's not happening.
It's 949. Never mind.
But
Yeah, dude. So I think this was awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for having me.
No, thank you.
And yeah, we'll take things from there, guys. But again, shout out to our sponsors, Buffalo Trace
Buffalo
Whiskey,
Trace and Cheesecake.
Topo
Topo
Chico.
Chico. What is this one? What's
Topo
this?
Chico.
Aha sparkling water. None of these are actually sponsors, by the
Yeah.
way. Just a disclaimer. We got to put
This
that
is a
in.
disclaimer. And I am not a financial advisor.
Not a financial. None of these.
And
Things
we're gonna
are supposed to be taken-
we're gonna put
we're
this
not-
in. We are
we're
not financial advisors. We need
These
to
are
put a
all.
snippet.
We are just two dumb apes, as Joe Rogan would say. We're two dumb apes, just bullshitting.
If
doing
you
what we
take
do.
advice from me, God help you. I mean, after the mushroom story, come on. But no,
Yeah,
really. I
yeah.
mean, listen. I said I'm clear math. My math is
And
irrefutable.
in his as being a homie, not as a financial advisor, as not professionals, as just people just talking, which we're allowed to do.
It's simple math, guys.
Just buy Omi.
Buy
Simple
Omi.
math. Buy Omi.
If you're looking to
Alright.
make money in crypto, buy Omi.
Yep. Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you coming. Like you said, thank you.
Peace. Thank you guys.
Peace, guys.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Peace.
That's
Awesome.
how I end it. I'll
All
figure
right,
it out.
young Jamie, cut it out.
Jamie, cut it out.